The city line of Del Sol Valley is a sight to behold, and the best view of this incredible sight is from the biggest and most lavish mansion in the Pinnacles. The Remingtons are the most illustrious of wealthy sons in Del Sol Valley. They were grabbing land before the land grabs made it go out of fashion. These days, they keep their wealth going with their family winery, Remington Wines, that services all the major cities and restaurants the world over. Who's the head of this fine fortune, you ask? Why, Dale Remington, of course. Though he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, he's no stranger to hard work. He's worked as part of his family business since he was a small boy, and he keeps at it even now. Just down the hill from the Remington mansion is the Prince domicile. While not quite as big or grand, it's still a sight to behold. It may not have the full-size basketball court, Olympic-sized pool, or movie theater the Remington mansion sports, but it's certain to keep you busy with many of its other amenities, which I'm sure you wouldn't find in your regular house. Cliff's story is certainly different from Dale's, having grown up poor, but wanting better for himself, he asked for seed money from family and friends so he could start his own business. He took their 1,000 simoleons in starter funds and turned it into a wildly successful electronics business, which spawned hundreds of franchises cities over. To be frank, Cliff has done really well for himself. Other than their wealth, the one thing these men have in common are two daughters who were born on the very same day. Heiress Remington and Tiara Prince have been attached at the hip since childhood. Forever BFFs, they've lived it up with their parents' money, spending, partying, and doing the absolute most. One thing these girls haven't learned: the value of a simoleon. One evening, the two patriarchs met up to chat, and Cliff says, "I'm so worried that these girls aren't ready to take on our businesses. They'll be 21 any day now, and they have no idea what this takes." Dale says, "Oh, I know. I'm pretty sure Heiress would be completely lost. I should have had her work in the business as a girl like I did as a boy, but it's probably too late now." But this gives Cliff an idea. Is it really too late? Or perhaps there is a way to show these girls the value of a simoleon, like he learned long ago. Dale says, "I don't know, that seems kind of extreme. Do you really think they can do that? Maybe we should just trust me, and trust in our girls. I'm sure they can make it through." Hi everyone, it's Cottage, aka OBiGem. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Also the notification bell to be notified of all future videos. And if you like what you see, please do hit the like button so I know to keep making content just like this. So we're here with our very first episode of my cottage living Let's Play The Simple Life. And we are starting right out here with our two leading ladies, Heiress Remington and Tiara Prince. It is their 21st birthday, and their family decided to get together at Heiress's family's home and have some sushi and have a little bit of cake. The family wanted to spend some time with them before, they're assuming before they get to go out for their birthday night together. They want to go out and go to the club and just have a ton of fun. But their family has other plans for them. In fact, that's part of what convinced them to come over here for lunch at this point, for lunch and have the sushi lunch with them. They kind of promised them a big surprise, and they're both kind of anticipating what it is. They think maybe they're going to get new cars or something like that, maybe a condo in downtown Del Sol Valley. No one knows just yet, except for their parents, but they're over here, they're eating sushi, and they're just waiting for their parents to come and tell them what is going on. So Heiress and Tiara just finished their sushi, and they're kind of over this birthday lunch. They're like, "Yeah, this has been cool hanging out with you guys, but we kind of want to go and do our own thing now. Birthday lunches with your family, it's kind of lame and kind of babyish, and we're adults now. I mean, they're 21, so they have been, but they're like, look, we kind of want to get going. Why don't you guys tell us what our surprise is, because we really are, interested in what that is, and we want to kind of just get our birthday surprise and keep it moving. But Dale is just trying to like hold it together a minute. He's like, just wait, honey. Like, we have something that we want to talk to you about. It's super important. So just hold tight. We're going to let you know. I'm actually going to just throw the reins over to Clifford, and he'll let you guys know what your surprise is. So Cliff's going to go ahead and let them know what he has planned for them. So Cliff's like, the two of you girls, you're getting older, and you know what that means. It means you're getting that much closer to taking over our respective companies. And he's like, Tiara, I spent, most of my younger life pretty much building up the electronics empire that I have. It's got franchises all over, and it's what allowed us to live this life that we've been living. And she's like, yeah, I know. And he's like, well, I just want you to know that it's super important to me and also to your father as well, Heiress, that the both of you are really prepared to kind of be the ones in charge of our companies. And honestly, the way that you girls get on just partying, we just don't feel like you're ready yet. So we actually have a special surprise for you. And Tiara's like, oh, so like, what are we getting? Are we getting our own, like, we'll start our businesses? Is that what's going on? And her dad's like, not quite. You know how your grandmother passed recently? She's like, yes, I remember grandma passed. And he's like, well, she left to us her little cottage in, this small country area where she lived. And, I was talking with your father, Heiress, and we were thinking that you and Tiara could move out there and kind of get your feet in the ground and start working towards making your own money. And she's like, I don't get it. Like, what do you mean, Dad? Like, what do you mean make our own money? And Cliff's like, look, you two have had it really good. You haven't wanted for anything, and you kind of been spoiled. And so I take some of the blame for that. But it makes us both nervous knowing that you guys are both going to take over our empires. So we need to know we can trust you. And the only way we can do that is if, you guys start to work on your responsibility and make your own money. So with that, Tiara kind of just left the table. She's like, I don't know what he means by this. Me and Heiress, we know what it means to run a company. We pretty much been watching our dads do it since we were kids. We don't need like a starter training wheels business type thing. I don't know what he's getting at, but I'm about to just go get Heiress so that we can just get ready and go out for the night. But little does she know that her dad and Heiress's dad have something else planned. He's all like, they're not going to really have homes to come back to if they don't listen, but really their bags have already been packed and ready to go at their grandmother's place. So Cliff is just like, just slow your roll, Tiara. Like, I need for you to just like read the note that I left for you in your room at home. There's a pair of keys over there for you, but it's going to explain everything, and I need for you to just go ahead and figure the whole thing out for yourself if you don't want to listen to me. So, unfortunately, it seems as though both girls are not really taking their parents seriously right now. Tiara's like, whatever, Dad. Like, me and Heiress don't need whatever starter course you're going at, but sure, I'll read the note. I'll take the keys to grandma's house or whatever, and I will see what you're talking about.
3 hours later.
So this is quite the sight. So last we left our girls, they were about to get ready to go out for their birthday, get some dancing on at the club, do what they may. But what happened was when Tiara got back home to her place, she found a note from her dad letting her know that, honey, all of your stuff has been packed up and shipped to your grandmother's cottage. You and Heiress really need to learn how to be responsible and how to learn how to make an honest day's work and earn your own money so that when you guys inherit our companies, we can trust that you're going to keep things afloat. We've let things kind of get out of control with you guys. You've just been too spoiled, and you just don't understand everything that is required for you as far as running these companies. So you're gonna have to go and spend time at your grandma's cottage and earn your own money, and you cannot come back home until you've made your first 1 million simoleons on your own, just like I did way back when I was building my electronics empire. And furthermore, you will not have access to your trust funds or any of the family money. All you'll have to work with as far as starting capital is 1,000 simoleons. So stretch that as far as you can getting started, but you're gonna have to start making money fast because things are gonna be a whole lot different in Henford-On-Bagley than they are in Delsol Valley, and the sooner you guys realize that, the better. So they got into their car and drove out to this cottage because, Tiara's whole closet was cleaned out. She called Heiress, she's like, oh my gosh, is your closet cleaned out like mine? And Heiress is like, yeah, like where's our stuff? So Tiara had to fill Heiress in on what was going on. She's like, I cannot believe they're doing this to us. Like, it's our birthday. Like, what type of birthday present is this? And they get to Henford-On-Bagley and it's raining. They're freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? It was just like a whole mess. So they're about to come in, and so this is Tiara's grandmother's cottage. She passed away and she left this to Clifford Prince, Tiara's father, and it's very small. So this technically classifies as a tiny house, which is good for them as far as them getting their skills up so they can run this farm, but it's definitely a whole lot. It's not what they're used to, obviously. I'm gonna let them go ahead and run into this house because they're both freaking out from the storm, and they're probably both drenched, but they're like, oh my gosh, like, this is your grandmother's cottage? She's like, yeah, just hurry up and get inside, it's raining. And so they're inside, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why is it so dark in here? And Tiara's like, I don't know, I think my dad said something about we had to set up utilities, but I thought he was kidding. I thought he probably just did that for us. And she's like, obviously, Heiress is like, obviously he's not kidding, like, there's no utilities. And she's like, okay, just like, let me go ahead and set this up. So I'm gonna go ahead and set their money down to 1,000. I had forgotten to do that, but they get 1,000 simoleons and not a dime more. So you have 1,000 simoleons. So Heiress is like gonna go ahead or Tiara is gonna go ahead and try and set up their services. She was gonna call their dad to try to figure out like what's going on, if he's really trying to make them live off the land like this, but she's quickly finding out that like he shut off like most of her phone services right now, and so she has like no way to really call him right now. And Cliff's hoping that this will just help both of them really learn to be more self-sufficient. They've been spoiled most of their lives. They wanted for nothing, and even though Heiress, her family's money is pretty much like legacy money, like even her dad's like, well, even while growing up, my dad made me work and the business and to get my feet in it very early on, and I just didn't do that for Heiress because I guess because she was a girl and I kind of wanted to take it easy on her, but that's how it was. Where is these services?
Bruh.
So Tiara's like really looking and seeing, okay, like my dad said we only have 1,000 simoleons to start out with, but we need lights and water and we need to be able to use our cell phones. So like how much is that all gonna cost? Which is like a totally foreign concept for her because both her and Heiress are used to just like spending with reckless abandon. They don't ever really have to price check things. But now that they only have 1,000 and they're not going to have access to their trust funds or any of their money, she's like, well, it looks like we're going to have to actually look at what these things cost. So she's like, Heiress is like, well, how much is it going to cost for us to get all of our services on? And she's like, well, according to this, it's going to cost 890 simoleons. And Heiress is like, well, how much is that going to leave us with? And she's like, do the math, Heiress. It's going to leave us with barely anything. We can't afford to have all of these services right now, apparently. And she's like, okay, well, like, what are some basics? Like, what's that going to cost us? She's like, it's going to be 329. And she's like, well, I guess we'll go with that. And so now they have their basic services right now. It gave us lights and water. I think it gave them like basic cable and stuff. But she's all like, well, at least now we can see. And she's like, yeah, but like it's not really much to see. Like, this is where your grandma lived. And she's like, look, I don't really remember. We didn't really go over to grandma's place like that. She would come over to our place. Like, where would we even stay here? And she's like, well, I mean, this whole room is like as big as my bathroom at home. Like, what is this? And she's like, I told you, it's my grandma's cottage. And she's like, well, like, where are we supposed to sleep? And she's like, I think the bedroom's over this way. So they're in the bedroom now, and Heiress is like, are you kidding? This is the bedroom? And Tiara's like, look, I told you my grandma lived here by herself. My dad probably came in here when he moved our stuff and put this bunk bed in here so that we can like both sleep here, but this is like the crampest space I've ever seen in my life. And Heiress is like, no kidding, we're both supposed to sleep here? Like, I don't get it. This is a joke, right? And Tiara's like, look, I'm gonna call my dad, and maybe this is a joke. So I'm gonna go ahead and have Tiara come out here, out from the tiny bedroom, and try and call her dad, and just figure out. I don't even think she can. I think that they didn't have the right with the basic service plan. I don't even think she can call him. So she's like, great, like now I can't even text dad, I can't even chat dad. Tiara's just completely over it. She's like, I can't afford to call dad right now because we don't have the right services connected, and he's kind of just left us out here to fend for ourselves in this tiny place. It's like, I don't know what to do. So, you know, it's kind of like a bummer of a birthday for them. So I'm gonna have Tiara just go ahead, and she's like, look, I'm gonna spend, hopefully Heiress doesn't get mad at me, but I'm gonna go ahead and try and just spend some money to see if we win the lottery. And then if we oh shoot, she can't even because she doesn't even have the right services. So now she's really mad. She's like, you know what, forget about it, I'm gonna go to sleep. I cannot believe this is like the worst birthday of my life. She's gonna go ahead and sleep. And I'm probably gonna have Heiress, I don't know where she's going, but she's like, I think she's still not registering in her head that this is where they live now. She's like, look, this has to be a joke. My dad's gonna come and get us tomorrow, and we'll be out of this hodunk town before, you know, we could even blink our eyes. So we're gonna call it a night, and we're gonna just reconvene with them back in the morning, and hopefully it won't be raining then, so they can kind of get acclimated to town. So it is morning for our two girls here, and they had quite the night. Neither of them really slept that well because the bunk beds weren't that comfortable. We're going to go ahead and check in with Heiress here. It looks like she needs to use the bathroom, so we're going to go ahead and make sure she clears her bladder there. She's like, oh my gosh, I need to pee so bad. Heiress is like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm normally used to having, you know, someone who cooks our food for us, but I guess I'm going to try and figure this out. So Heiress went ahead, and I really have to add the lot trait because I want to make this whole challenge of them earning a million simoleons a lot harder. So I'm going to go ahead and add the lot trait or lot challenge for them to have to buy their own groceries. So I'm actually going to just do that right now before I forget. So I went ahead and added the Simple Living Lot Challenge as well as the Wealth. Oh my gosh, what? Oh my gosh, put it out. Oh my gosh, no, don't die, come on. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this. So Heiress's first go at trying to make breakfast was obviously like a fail. She's all like, I thought I was doing well, and I thought that I was gonna make the food, but clearly, you know, I guess I'm just not that good at cooking. And Tiara's all like, girl, you think? Like, you just destroyed our entire kitchen. And, like, and Tiara's like, Heiress, do you know how much this is all going to cost for us to replace? And, like, Heiress is like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what a stove and counters cost, Tiara. Like, I don't know. Like, will we have enough money to replace this stuff? And she's like, I don't think so. Like, the stove's gonna cost us $600. And this counter is gonna cost us $275. And so we only got like what? We received $411 from the insurance company. That's not enough. So I think for right now we're going to replace the stove. I don't know if we can afford to replace the counter. This got burnt up too. Oh goodness, girl. Y'all are just gonna have to deal with this. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna go ahead and have Tiara go ahead and mop this up. We're getting off to a really bad start. Mop this up. And we're gonna go ahead and have Heiress take a bath because she went and burnt herself to a crisp, which is so unfortunate. But yes, go take a bath. And after Tiara finishes that up, we're gonna have her just make them both salads because both of them are going to be a struggle bus. Oh wait, the lot challenge. Oh my gosh. So what we're gonna do is then after she gets cleaned up, we're probably gonna have them go into town and get some groceries then because they don't have any food. So it is time for them to do some grocery shopping. Tiara was quite surprised when she got dressed today to find that her dad did not bring her full wardrobe with her to Henford-On-Bagley. Instead, he gave her and Heiress like these more dressed down country attire, so neither of them were really all that pleased that they have to dress like this right now, but they're like, well, it wouldn't really make sense for us to ruin our couture outfits out, roughing it out here. But they're out gonna get some groceries because they have nothing in the fridge, and both of them are quite hungry. They ended up having to eat some stuff out of the garden, probably left over from when Tiara's grandmother was tending it. So probably not the best quality because who knows like for how long that's just been left unattended. But Tiara's like, look, we're gonna just have to eat this until we can get some groceries. So she's at the grocery stall right now. I may actually have her haggle because, we can't really afford to be messing around. Let's have her haggle. They have like no money, so it would be nice if we could haggle. What's your name? Kim? Kim, give us a good deal because, let's haggle for something. I'm gonna get rid of that and then we're gonna haggle because we need stuff on the cheap. Buy this. Oh no, it worked. We can buy discounted groceries now. We love to see it. Oh, thank you, Kim. You're our new best friend. Okay, so we need our basics. So, like, bread? Can we get bread? I have no idea. Biscuit base? So we can, like, make biscuits? Is that what we're doing? And, like, jam?
A few moments later.
Okay, so I obviously spent a whole lot on groceries. Some of this stuff I don't even know if it's going to bear fruit. But I'm gonna let us stay here with this. Oh, please, girl, do not eat the bread in your inventory. But yeah, we're gonna end things here, you guys. I know this was kind of like a weird start, but Tiara and Heiress are still getting their feet wet in Henford-On-Bagley. Next episode, I do want to get into helping them really start their farm and meeting some more of the folks in a town. But this was just, getting us started. It was quite the eventful start with them. They're still figuring out this place. Henford-On-Bagley. There's Heiress back in the background. You can see her. But let me know what you guys thought of this first episode. And what do you think Heiress and Tiara are going to get up to in the next episode? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay dazzled. I will see you in the next one. Bye!